In this video, we're looking at how you can identify and connect with your audience. Stay tuned if you want to see your business grow. A few years ago, I had lunch with a very successful businessman. In fact, he's the managing director of a company that owns a car franchise you'll have heard of. He told me that if you want to build a big business, you need to solve a big problem. But where do you start? If you try and build a business that serves everyone, you can end up serving no one. Before the internet came along, things were very different. If you developed a product that met a need, solved a problem, looked good and sounded good, you could almost guarantee results through advertising. You buy some spots on radio and TV, you put up a billboard, you make people aware through magazines and newspapers. But things are very different in the digital age, and the reason is there are so many channels. Information's thrown at people from every angle. You have to stand out from the crowd, or you have to have an audience-oriented business. I've spoken to a lot of people over the years who've adopted the mantra, build it and they will come. This sentiment is epitomized by films like Field of Dreams. Now, of course, this can work. There are many instances where this has happened, but you don't have to go far to find entrepreneurs who've developed amazing products, but they haven't figured out how to sell the products because they don't know who they're really selling the product to. Again, you need to be audience orientated with your business. So here are some questions that you need to be able to answer. Firstly, where do your potential customers hang out? What podcasts are they listening to? Are they reading magazines, and which ones? What radio stations do they tune into, and which particular shows? What Facebook groups are they a part of? You need to be thinking through literally where they hang out physically and digitally. And you need to have a presence there. You need to understand what people are talking about in these congregations. And then you need to think about what pains you might be able to solve for these people. What are their frustrations? You need to join in with the questions that they're already asking themselves. You need to be thinking about the Google searches that they're conducting. If you can tune into your audience, your business will grow considerably faster. So here's the exercise that I do with every artist, brand, or creator that I'm working with through the Jigsaw Consulting program. We think about your typical customers and we segment them using the 5 circles. We think about your crowd, your community, your core, and your inner circle. And then we develop a typical customer, a customer archetype, as it were, for each of these segments. For each typical customer, we give them a name, age, gender, location, and occupation. I get artists, brands, and creators to actually draw their typical customers or find a stock image that represents John in the crowd or Jill, the core customer. These represent real human beings, and you need to understand what makes them tick. You need to understand what keeps them awake at night so you can serve their needs. When we're thinking about people in the crowd, perhaps these people are aware of your adverts. Maybe they're consuming your content online, but they haven't spent much in the way of money with you. Your community are those who are subscribed to your email list. Perhaps they've bought your entry-level product. When it comes to the core, these people have spent real money with you. They've really been a customer. And finally, the inner circle are your raving fans. These are the users who've had your products, they keep buying them, and they tell their friends and family about what you do. These are your brand advocates, and you need to look after these people as well as attracting a bigger crowd. To go even deeper with John in the crowd and Jill in the core, you need to think through how they first discovered you, where they primarily like to connect with you. And then you need to give a reason why they like your brand, why they love your brand, and what problem you solve for them. When it comes to those connection points, don't just write down Facebook or Google. Write out the specific Google search or type out the specific Facebook group where they first found you. And people do like to connect with you in different ways. Not everyone's going to read your email marketing. Perhaps you need a WhatsApp community. Perhaps you need a more engaging way of connecting with your audience. You want people to go deeper. You want to draw them from the outer circle into your crowd and then signpost them into your community and draw them into the core. If you have a solid core and look after people well, you'll form an inner circle. That's going to warm things up because the inner circle draw more community. They attract more crowd, and you build your business as well as outside in, inside out. When it comes to marketing your business and attracting a wider audience, there's not a one-size-fits-all approach. But what I do love about the driving seat encompassing framework is as we look at the road, as we unpack the jigsaw, as we go deeper with the 5 circles, you can plug in the knowledge and experience that you have already. I'd love to encourage you to go through the jigsaw, make sure your business plan comes together, have a look at the road, think about progressing from where you are today to where you'd like to be, and always come back to the circles. It will help you to get more familiar and better acquainted with your audience.